Hey, you everyone, and welcome. I'm your friend, Art of Mana, and let's dive into the 796th stream, shall we? Pixel Knight, how's it going? Io Little, what is up? It is late. I am tired, but I wanted to stream and share some thoughts with you. Talk a little bit about Steam. Weird, I know. I'm really a Nintendo gamer myself. That's primarily what I consider myself to be. Really, Nintendo consoles primarily. So computer gaming has never been quite my bag, but thankfully, um, I have access to all kinds of gaming experiences these days, and I have been playing computer games and handheld games and mobile phone games, tablet games, etc. All kinds of things over the last several years, and I guess I'm kind of growing a little bit fonder of PC games or personal computer gaming. And yet there are still some hangups that I have with it. So I thought maybe we would talk a little bit about that because I am also considering, not that it would be a anytime soon purchase, but I am considering a Valve Steam Deck. And anyways, that's kind of where I'm at. But IO Little just had a Splatoon game in tower control where the other team was really destroying us. We had one last push where we got 8 points away from winning. I love those moments, although it's even better when you win, right? But no, I totally know what you mean. Those moments of just pushing forward and feeling like, hey, we did a good job. That's always exciting. Pixel Knight comes in with gray sides on their hair, a game show host costume, game show music. It's time for a bonus. Let's open door number 3. You get Art of Mana stream and this t-shirt. Right on. I'm wearing a polo shirt, but still, I know what you mean. Chrono's coming on in. Chrono was not expecting a Mana stream this late, but Chrono must go to bed. Chrono jumps through a wormhole just to say goodnight to everyone. What an amazing, amazing friend of Mana Chrono is. Good night to you, Chrono. May you rest well. May the Lord grant us a quiet night and a perfect end. And we'll catch you next time. Scooter, good night, Chronolock. Bonus stream hype, thank you so much. Yes, bonus stream hype indeed. Again, a very chill one. I don't have any plan. This is one of the few streams where I just said, you know what? I'm going to just hit go live. And pretty much that's what I did. So I hit go live, and here we are. Again, I'm actually pretty tired myself. It is 9:30 here, and it's been a long day. But I was actually in the stream of a friend and fellow streamer, someone who I've known for quite a long time, since almost the very beginning of my streaming, and that is Fizzbolts. And Fizzbolts was streaming, I agree, Scooter. Fizzbolts was streaming Minecraft, which, if you recall, is going to be Friday morning's stream. And so I was just chilling, and then there was Zizal, or the Owl08 TV, who's another great friend. Actually, Zizal and I haven't been able to connect that much recently, but I definitely enjoy Zizal and enjoy Zizal's streams, and would recommend that you check out the Owl08 TV. So it was Fizzbolts, Zizal, Ardelia, and I think that was it in voice chat. So a bunch of people I knew, and then of course Delta was there. N7 Delta Force was in the chat, and several other friends of Mana from eons past, we'll say. Sadly, a lot of folks that I actually haven't been keeping in touch with that much lately, but it was nice to see them and chat for a little bit anyway. So we were all kind of chatting, and we were trying to catch up. So we were talking about things that were relevant or new and stuff. And I said, today, I don't know why, the last several days I've been thinking about this, but today specifically, I've been thinking about, what about purchasing a Steam Deck? Scooter, I was in your stream the other night. We were talking about it. I mean, it's something that's on my mind. It's something where I'm making the rounds with this topic. And I don't know why. I don't know why it is so much on the forefront of my mind. I suppose it's probably because I'm a sucker for hardware and control methods. And, I happen to have right here, well, sort of right here. It's in a drawer. Hold on a second. By the way, still recovering from the burn, but also somehow I think I like sprained this wrist, so it kind of hurts. But anyway, I happen to have here a really masterful controller. I mean, such a unique concept. I think that this controller deserved a lot more attention and support than it got. This is Valve's Steam controller. The idea behind this was to create a controller that would allow you to play Steam games, which were designed originally for a computer environment, and so therefore the interface was a keyboard and mouse with a controller. And so what they did is they created these little trackpads, and you could treat them kind of almost like a mouse, like a trackpad on a laptop or something like that. And so you would just, swipe on the trackpad. And it went through several iterations before they landed on this final design. I think it's actually really quite clever. And for games that use keyboard and mouse, it works actually quite well. You're not going to be playing at the top level on a game that really was designed with a keyboard and mouse from the ground up, especially, I would say, first-person shooters. That would be something where a lot of people would find the controller to be more clumsy, and maybe some of that is just your comfort level and familiarity with the control method that the games were designed for versus something new. But I do think that there's something to be said there. While there are very few games that I like to play that I would argue are better with a mouse and keyboard, games like first-person shooters that don't have the amazing gyro controls of, say, the Nintendo Switch. First-person shooter or third-person shooter games that don't utilize the gyro controls, such as Splatoon, I think are better with mouse and keyboard. And I, Rusty, this stream is made possible by me being here. It's true, and viewers like you. First-person shooters, third-person shooters that weren't designed with those gyro controls in mind. Splatoon is a great example. I think that is easier to play with a controller than games that you play with a mouse and keyboard that are first-person shooters. But that's a special case because you can't just adapt that control scheme to other games. The developers have to create it with that in mind, and so many they don't. They utilize the keyboard and mouse. But another example of a game which really, for the most part, works better with a keyboard and mouse would be like a tactics game or anything that has a lot of menus. So a civilization type game, world building, all those things where you have tons and tons of menu items and you want to be able to jump around and click on a lot of things. So obviously a lot of this is due to how the game was designed and what control method they envisioned. And if it was designed for a computer environment back in the day, the default was mouse and keyboard. I'm currently playing through, and Dash Magnum's here, I'm currently playing through Knights of the Old Republic. And I'm actually, I'll talk about that more at another time. That's a little side thing, but I'm playing through, and I'm finding, the mouse and keyboard, that's, for the computer game, it makes sense. It works. I can kind of see how it's working. But remember SimCity on SNES now, but I believe SimCity on the SNES could use the SNES mouse, right? I think it could. And this stream is actually brought to you by the letter Y, by the way. That's funny. Scooter says, tomorrow will be a week away to my birthday, so happy early birthday to you. Pixel Knight says, joke's on you. I'm a night owl. Pixel Knight, I feel like I've seen you so much. Like, do you ever sleep? Plus, final rehearsal went well. It went pretty late. I took a nap before, so I have some extra energy. Well, right on. Well, I'm glad you could be here. The SNE mouse, right? Exactly. So even that game, you could play it with the controller, but you could use the SNES mouse. Also, interestingly, here's a game. I don't know if any of you would know this or not, but I find it to be kind of a fascinating little thing. Let me grab it. Did you know? that's that's funny. Did you know that this game, this one right here, actually can utilize the SNES mouse? That is right. The Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, Volume 1, Interplay. This game, if you can believe it, uses the SNES mouse. If I look on the back, I think it shows it. Let's see, maybe. Yeah, they're right there. Look at that. You can use the multi-tap, okay? Yeah. Yeah, you could use the adapter and play with more people. You can also use the SNES mouse. Hey, why didn't you tell me you were live, Animate Barrel? Because I just went live, actually. It's a little bonus stream. So you came at the perfect time. Perfect timing. And yeah, so that's a fun little story. Pixel Knight says, or Hal Jordan Green Lantern when he was parallax. There's a small amount of with hair like that. Oh, I got told by Discord and Rusty says. Oh yeah, well there you go, Pixel Knight. That could be small amount of heroes. Okay, gotcha. All right. Small amount of heroes with hair like that. Gotcha. No, you didn't miss much at all, Animate Barrel. I was just talking about how I'm at this point. I'm talking about controller methods and the Steam controller, for example. And I'm a sucker for these kinds of things. But anyway, so to kind of move to the main point of all of this is all just to sort of set some of the scene. The main point of this is to talk about my experience of Steam. Hey, Metroid, how you doing? Steam specifically because I'm interested. Well, see, there's all these thoughts, right? I have an aging gaming computer. When I started streaming, it was 7 years ago, basically. I started streaming shortly after the purchase of my first sort of proper gaming personal computer. And it is here, underneath the desk. It is a giant tower that houses, again, now, what was pretty decent at the time, but is now 7 years old technology. And there's no SSD to be had. It is quite slow to start. It takes me about 15 minutes to boot up from a cold start. And so I've been thinking, the time will come where I would like to have a personal computer, a gaming PC that I can integrate into my streaming setup. It's no secret that I have a dual PC setup. I use a laptop for my primary computer that OBS is on, which is my software for broadcasting. And I basically treat this gaming computer that's 7 years old as a console. So if I were to go, for example, like to a scene such as this, right? This basically is what you would see if I'm playing the Nintendo Switch or any other console that is, well, in this case, 16 by 9 aspect ratio. I have others, for 4:3 and everything, so for the older stuff. But I basically treat the gaming computer as a console in a sense that I'm capturing with a capture card into my laptop. So there are streamers who will use the computer that they are playing the game on to also stream. But I found there were so many bottlenecks, especially when you consider that right now this computer, which is set up to only stream, is using about half of my system resources just for that. And I want to have some overhead, or else I miss out on the ability to do cool additional things like all these things and stuff, right? So Pixel Knight says, does this mean I will kill an entire core of Space Core and steal their rings and their bosses in Sinestro and then try to reset the universe and then bring someone back just before sacrificing myself by jumping into the sun and then be a spirit of vengeance for a bit and then come back and then it's revealed that I was possessed by a giant yellow energy space bug the whole time during that fight? Well, that is probably going to happen. I'm sorry, Pixel Knight. But Dash, I like your answer too. So yeah. So anyway, at some point, this gaming PC, I mean, it really can't play the latest and greatest right now. It struggles on some of the more modern games I've been playing. For example, Jedi Fallen Order. It does the job, but it definitely stutters at times, and I do have to keep some of the settings lower. And it's a little bit tough because I would much rather, this is, again, me and the console mindset. I love consoles. I'm fine to take the hit on graphical fidelity to play on the Switch because I know that it is a tailored experience. I don't have to think about settings. I don't have to worry about it. It's going to be what it's going to be, and I just experience the game and enjoy it. But with a computer, I feel like I'm always struggling with settings, and first of all, it's just getting things to work. But second of all, I feel like even if I get a game to work decently, I always wonder, should I optimize it? Could I do something different? Maybe I should try to up the resolution a little bit more, or not the resolution, but some of the settings. Maybe I could eke out a little bit more performance, or maybe I should lower it so I get a better frame rate. I don't want to think about those things, right? But the way that Steam or Valve have been approaching gaming on a computer is much more trying to have some of the benefits of both console and handheld, for that matter, gaming experiences, and the openness of the personal computer platform. Yeah, and I think the more that they can consoleize the experience, the more I'm kind of interested in it. And this was a big, big step in the right direction because with the Steam controller, they also started to open up all of their entire library to mappable controller inputs. So any game, even if it wasn't designed with controller input that you play on Steam, could, with sometimes very little or sometimes quite a bit of work, support a controller. So that's kind of what I found interesting. And what had happened is here. Let me. We're gonna take a look. I want to show you my library here of games, which, as you can see, all games, 784 games right now. It didn't start out that way. In fact, I remember the first time I even heard of Valve was back in the day. Basically kind of college friends talking about, maybe we could play a LAN game of Counter-Strike, the original Counter-Strike. I don't know that I would recommend going back to that game. Anyway, Beryl, fun fact, my first job out of college was working for a company that was looking to make a PC console thingy. Really? That is actually super fascinating. I had no clue. I'd love to know more. Tell me more about that. Valve, the company with a fear of the letter 3. Oh yeah, that's true. That's right, Pixel Knight. I knew of it, and I played some LAN games with friends, but it was at that time like you had to have the Steam integration or whatever it was called. I don't know. It was like basically the online infrastructure, and that's how things got going. Iron Rusty, man, I went to the GameStop with the inkling. I'll see what you did there of buying a Switch, but I chickened out. No. See, you could have gotten a Switch, and you could have gotten Splatoon, especially with that comment there. Okay, I want to take. I'm gonna take a little hiatus. Finish that backlog. Evil Guy says, "I'll show you here." We'll see how bad it is. This was before consoles had entertainment systems built in, so it would also display pictures and play music and things. Brilliant. So this would have been like really kind of pre. This would have been like maybe the GameCube generation or something like that. And so it would have been sort of a like a gaming entertainment hub kind of thing. That's cool. Right, Iron Rusty? Yeah, right? um, well, let me that's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I think, honestly, the Wii, part of why the Wii is one of my, kind of tied with the Super Nintendo as my favorite console of all time, is the Wii set the standard, in my opinion, for ease of use, for what I would call the walled garden experience, and for just the most seamless integration of entertainment with gaming. Loved it. Oh, what? You got to man a booth at E3? Are you kidding me? What? Are you kidding me, Anime Barrel? That is so cool. I had no idea. You had a booth at E3 next to Square Enix. What? That's amazing. Yeah, Iron Rusty is amazed. I'm amazed. What? No way. That's so cool. Evil Guy, welcome on in, by the way. So good to see you, my friend. And Pixel Knight. Oh my gosh. Oh, good. Oh, good. Some more trailers for the show you're interested. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, right. That is awesome, Dash. I agree. Wow. And it's like from the highest of highs to the wah, wah, wah. Animate Barrel 06 says, and then I got fired. Lol. That's really a shame. Oh, man. That's not what you want to hear. Ah, shucks. Well, my personal integrity didn't quite align with the company's. Ah, yeah. I get it. You wanted to be ruthless and cutthroat and take advantage of people and not care about anyone on your road to power. But the company had moral high ground and standards. And apparently, I don't know, apparently some electronic gremlins didn't like what I was saying because I don't know if what I saw is what you saw, but I just saw static on my webcam. That was kind of weird. Anyway, yup, Anime Bro says. You can decide in which direction. But that's pretty funny. Mana throwing shade and his computer throwing it back. Let's be real. So, yeah, anyway, I mean, I'm obviously there's all kinds of things that I could probably go into, but I remember when initially I came across, Valve. I didn't think much of it, and later I think in like this would have been the early 2000s, right? Like before 2010, definitely. I remember that I started hearing about how Valve had launched this whole gaming hub, Steam. You could purchase games through it, and they had all these free games. And I think I remember very early on, actually, like incredibly. Yeah, exactly. Evil Guy, are we going through backlogs and what you need to finish? That is going to be some of the plan. We're going to also talk a little bit about why I'm thinking about the Valve Steam Deck. But thank you. How's it going? It's going well. Yeah, and this was just a little bonus stream just to kind of chat and hang out with you. It's already been excellent. I just learned a little something about Animate Barrel, that's for sure. But anyway, I remember, I actually have two accounts on Steam. One which I didn't even know that I had until years later. I went to get a Steam account because I didn't know that I had already made one. My initial one has a copy of Portal. I guess they were doing a promotion. I think I saw it in one of the things I had on my RSS feed. By the way, I still use an RSS feed, but I think anyone who uses an RSS feed is admitting that they're old. But I had an RSS feed, and it kept me abreast of all kinds of gaming news. And I remember, oh, hey, if you sign up for this Steam account, you get you get a free copy of Portal, and Portal's really good. I had played some Portal through a Flash game, which, by the way, I tweeted about recently. And one of the friends of Mana actually mentioned this on Twitter that they had a bunch of Flash games they enjoyed as a kid, and what were some of the games that you and Scooter enjoyed. And so Scooter and I responded. So if you want to go to my Twitter, artofmana.com, you can view the replies as well as my posts, and you'll see that little thread, and you might see some of my favorite Flash games on there. But one of them that I mentioned was a Portal Flash game. It was an unofficial fan-made project, but I liked it, so I ended up getting Steam because I wanted to get that free copy of Portal. Never played it. Forgot I had a Steam account. Years later, I ended up getting a new Steam account. But that's what you see behind me anyway. Yeah, right. Dash, that was pretty cool, right? And Iron Rusty, I'm surprised. RSS, I still think it's a great way to do things, but that's just me. Hey, you know what, Pixel Knight? I get it. When you're into something, you're into something. And I know you're into Transformers, so that might be just the perfect thing for you. Yeah, and Pixel Knight, that's all good. Transformers, computers, they're like the same thing, right? Anyway, so now fast forward, and I guess what you see is I have 784 Steam games, just through humble bundles, free giveaways, great deals, great sales. So I want to kind of go through this a little bit. But again, my thought is, so I like this idea of upgrading my personal computer to a Steam Deck, like when the time comes, like in the next year. I got to save up for it. Honestly, money's a little tight right now. We took hits recently for just income and stuff like that. And I'll admit, I'm starting to realize I got to slow down on some of my true passion for collecting, Nintendo stuff. That's what I love. But I'm like, there's stuff I got to sell, and there's stuff that I got to stop buying. But I still buy Nintendo games. I still buy Amiibo. And those are like the two things in gaming that I really enjoyed collecting for. So of course the new Splatoon Amiibo came out. Evil Guy. I don't know if you saw it. You can pre-order them. So I had to grab the pre-order for all three of the new Splatoon Amiibo. And I found, by the way, for those of you who don't know, I found the rest of my Splatoon Amiibo. So I do have all of them at this point. But yeah, Evil Guy says, I did, but I don't have money. I know, that's the thing, right? That is the thing, Evil Guy. It's like, I'm at a point where I'm like, ooh, money's a little tighter. I feel like at this particular point in time, Ms. Manna and I were chatting about this, and we're sort of like we need to be a little bit more intentional about our expenditures. But that's also part of why I'm interested in the Steam Deck, because I know that 7 years for a gaming PC, that's a long time. And I know that this computer, it's starting to slow down considerably. So my thought is that that maybe a $300, or is it $400? I guess it's $400 Steam Deck is going to be less expensive than going to $1,000 or $1,200 gaming computer. It's not going to be as high as specs, but in all sincerity, I tend to play mostly older titles and indie titles, so I think the Steam Deck would be just fine. Now, we've got a newcomer into the chat, G, I guess, and I don't know if you're noticing the game on the right, which is, I believe it's for the awesome, but there's a yell for you right there, and it looks like it's right there, it's right there. So anyway, and Evil Guy says, well, I do have money, but I'm very stingy about buying things nowadays. That's a good point. Animate Bro says, I'm still trying not to accumulate, and it's hard sometimes. I'm trying to I'm trying to work on that as well. As there's only so much room. So, and I'm also trying to get rid of boxes. I'm trying to be intentional about what boxes and packaging I keep. There's some things like I have my original Nintendo 64 packaging. For big consoles, I tend to keep those, set those aside. But every third-party controller, or back in the day, I'd save amiibo boxes, and it's like no, no, no. So I just can't. I can't deal with that. Um, Pixel Knight sharing more. It was in a very dumb issue of the Marvel comic where Optimus blows himself up on purpose. That seems probably not a good idea, but apparently Optimus's mind was saved by a human put the mind in a floppy disk. Wow. Hey, there we go. We should double this game catalog review to be a fine spooky Halloween games too. And by the way, I do have a couple of ideas for that. So that is actually really good. One of my ideas, I'm going to just say, was actually to play Ghosts and Goblins, the arcade game. But we'll keep looking. This one here is a spooky game. 8-bit Bayonetta. I wouldn't play the actual Bayonetta series on stream, but the 8-bit variety, perhaps. We'll see. Anyway, and Scooter says I'd be fine with a Steam Deck. It'd play most of what I want in 720p, and I'm fine with that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. It would basically be a console. I haven't been getting Microsoft or Sony consoles, and so right. Scooter says Ghosts and Goblins brutal. So I feel like so Iron Rusty was talking about Iron Rusty. Are you still here? Iron Rusty was saying, I was tempted to go pick up a Switch. Let me just say this. This came up in Fizzbolt's stream as well. I would tell anyone that if you want Iron Rusty is here and present. If you want a gaming system right now, Switch, hands down. To me, it is the best gaming product on the market right now. Okay, is it flawless? No, there's things, but right, Enemy Barrel. I've got a lot of Star Wars games, but it's not a perfect product. But I think the Switch is the best gaming product on the market right now. It's excellent, especially for someone like me who likes Nintendo games and indie games. It's superb on that. And then the flexibility with it and the flexibility of control methods and everything, it's the best on the market right now. And it's for the best price. So if you don't have a Switch, I'd say go for that. Now, the Steam Deck, I haven't played it, and people have talked about, can you compare the two? I don't think that it's a fair comparison. I've heard a lot of people make compelling points that really they're not in the same category. And I would agree. The Steam Deck is still a tinkerer's, hobbyist, enthusiast device. The Switch is an every person's device. You pick it up, you play, and you're good. The Steam Deck is for people who want to try and push the limits, and and in that sense, it's not quite for me, but I don't have the desire to invest in the Microsoft or Sony ecosystems, and I'm already invested in the Steam ecosystem, and the consoles currently put out by Sony and Microsoft are very computer-like anyway, and there's some sort of side effects of that make it where you have to tinker a little bit more, installing games and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like, right now, I'm like, if you want the just I want to play games thing, pick up a Switch, and then I'm thinking the Steam Deck. So yeah. Best 3 games on Switch. That's a good one. Ooh. We're gonna look through these games eventually, I promise you. But let's take a look at that. So, Bro asks, what's your favorite genre too? For me, it is platformers, and racing games is a close second. And then probably action RPGs would be what I would put as third. Best three games, Animate Barrel says, for the Switch: Zelda, Breath of the Wild. I mean, actually, any of the Zeldas are great. There's Breath of the Wild, there's the remake of Link's Awakening, there's the excellent Hyrule Warriors and Hyrule Warriors 2, whatever that's called. I can't think of the name of it right now. There's even Cadence of Hyrule, which is fantastic. So some awesome Zelda games. Oh, and Skyward Sword, the remaster of that. You won't be wanting if you pick up a Switch and you want Zelda games. Animal Crossing, Animate Barrel says, and a third game of your choosing. I mean, that's kind of, it's funny, but in reality, I kind of know what you mean, because there's so many great games. Like you don't have to actually choose just one, and yeah, so many good ones. Of course, we're looking at Steam games today, so I won't bust out my Switch just yet to look through what games I have there, but there's so many great indie titles. I mean, A Short Hike is excellent on it. Fantastic. So yeah. Let's see, what else do we have? So Evil Guy, I play Switch and Steam the most, so I may get a Steam Deck. See, so Evil Guy, you right here, you and me, this is kind of what I'm thinking right now. That's sort of the, in terms of modern stuff, that's where I'm at too. So, and it's hard to argue with the fact that I would instantly have an almost 800 game collection at my disposal. So that's going to be, we're gonna have to come back into this. So, what I think though, and this is a good point, but I don't bring my Switch to a lot of places, so who knows? So the best handheld for portability and just to throw in a bag right now for me is the Playdate. I love this thing. If I'm going anywhere that, it's not just like playing a game on my phone, but it's I want to take a game console maybe for a weekend. That thing has a battery life that lasts all weekend. I don't have to worry about backlight. I just have to have a good light. If I have a reading light for like book reading anyway, that works perfect for in the dark. It's a gem of a little handheld. If I'm going anywhere where I know I want to play, I'm going to have a lot of time to play games, not just pick up and play, but, I'll actually be able to spend an evening or more playing. Then my Switch comes with me, and especially if I know that there are others who can play with me, so maybe we'll play some Mario Kart or whatnot. But for the most part, I treat my Switch as a home console, and honestly, I kind of think I do the same with the Steam Deck, but in both cases, sometimes that extra flexibility is nice just to go in another room and play, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Welcome to Pixels Rants on Transformers, because if we missed Pixel Knight's rant, there it is. Toys being discontinued, which is always a bummer, to be honest. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Comics and killing characters, that can be a topic, whole topic in and of itself. But anyways, let's see. So Scooter, I don't think we actually got a chance to read Scooter's yet. Scooter's top 3 for the Switch: Super Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and the third depends on more single player or multiplayer instead. Good point. Odyssey is an excellent one. That was a lot of fun. Breath of the Wild, I mean, Splatoon 2 or 3, those are great. There's so many great first-party games, but then there's so many great indie games. Some of them older, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is on there. I played that originally on Steam, actually. But, there's A Short Hike. There's Celeste, Cat Quest games. I mean, there's just so many great indies there. And then third parties, there's so much great support from third party developers as well. And some, from Sega. But also surprisingly, we have the Crash Bandicoot games, we have the Spyro games. So honestly, a very excellent system all around. And I don't mind. I actually will double dip. Steam games I got for so cheap anyway, sometimes for free. So sometimes I'll just buy a game I already have to have on the Switch, especially if I can get it physically. But if I can't, sometimes I'll even get a digital copy to support the developer and to have it in a Nintendo platform that I can keep later on. By the way, Evil Guy, I agree with you. Platformers are the best. Oh yeah, Scooter says I think Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a great honorable mention. That's a good one. And platformers are the best. Evil Guy says we need more and more. I feel I agree. I think especially the side scrolling ones, we sort of had a drought for so long, and in the Wii era we started to get some back, and we still have some pretty decent ones now, but it still feels a little lacking. I can't wait for the next 2D Mario game. Iron Rusty says I wish a JRPG could hold a torch to some of the greats. Like a new one. Is that what you're saying? Secretly, that would tip it for me. I mean, you know what? Have you played any of the Xenoblade Chronicles series? I know that has a lot of people talking about it on the Switch. I haven't played it personally, but I hear that it's great. Also, the Bravely Default series is on the Switch. Not the whole series, but the third game. And I haven't played that yet either, but I really enjoyed the other game, the first game, and I've played a little, no, I haven't played the second one yet, but I played the first one. I really enjoyed it. Sonic Mania. I was actually thinking about that one, Scooter. I was thinking about Sonic Mania. When I said Sega, I was thinking that. But yeah. At the church, we have a PS2 with DDR Max 2 and 2 dance pads. So nice. Hey, a Switch to add to that would be great. Get a little Mario Kart in there. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is absolutely amazing. So that's it. Animate Barrel says, I would probably suggest getting a Nintendo Online subscription as your third game, and then you can play some old titles. You know what? Yep. Yeah. I was playing Lego Harry Potter, and it was too platformy for me. Animate Barrel says, the platforming in Lego games are kind of interesting. Yeah. Optimus Prime got back in the cartoon, so that's good. That's good. And you can play all 5 Shantae games on the Switch, true. I highly recommend, and Artemana can agree, Cruise and Blast, that's a great one. Octopath Traveler is a big hit with many people for the JRPGs. Yeah. So anyway, Iron Rusty, honestly, call me a shill or whatever. I can't be a shill because I'm not getting any money from Nintendo, but I do highly recommend the Switch. And I think I'm hoping that Nintendo. I am not optimistic. Let me put it this way: I'm not optimistic this will happen, but I'm hoping that Nintendo will follow up the Switch with essentially a device that is backwards compatible and or allows for like more of an account style experience, like what you see, with a lot of other platforms where you have access to this back catalog of games. We'll see, but anyway, this stream brought to you by Nintendo. Iron Rusty says that. That's funny, but the thing is, looking at this, I don't have 784 Switch games. I have well more than 784 Nintendo games, probably, spanning all of the consoles that I have. But, or at least close to that. But I don't have, a Switch collection that big. At least we're probably close to 200 games, if not there. But that being said, looking at this, the 784, I do not actually play all of the games on here. Okay. Yes. I mean this in the nicest way, but could you make your face smaller so the games box is bigger? It's a little hard to see from my poor old eyes. No worries. No worries. In fact, I mean, I can always do this, which helps, but I think we can do even better than that. I'm going to see if I can do this here. Give me a moment to mess with something. I think if I go to let's do this here, this scene, and we're going to add, I think this would work. Hold on a second. I haven't tried this, but I'm on a mission to make this better for all of you. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do capture. We're gonna do scene capture, content 16:9. Boom. That's what I want to do there, and we're gonna put this. Is this gonna work though? 16:9. Is it? Aha! I think, my friends, we may possibly. Bing! What do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think of that? I think we might have done it. I wish I don't know how to make it bigger per se, but yeah. You better take notes. There's going to be a test at the end, Pixel Knight says. But I think that, right? I mean, that's better than this, right? Right? That's a little bit smaller. But I think that's better. Okay. Your face looks like the cover for 8-Bit Boy. That's funny. Looking good, Dash says. All right. That's what we're going to do for this. That makes it a little bit bigger for you and hopefully helps. Obviously, I'm hey, I'm hiding my cursor behind here. but we'll adjust. I suppose I could put my face on the other side. I don't know. Yeah. You know what? We will. I wonder if I could do something like this. Oh, but that makes that smaller. And you can see my programs folder and my recycle bin. Yay for PC gaming. I think it was better like this. And then we'll adjust. Play a random game is a Steam command. I think it is. I think it's built in here. Otherwise, there is a place to do it. Remember to recycle, kids. I think. Yep, I did empty the recycling too. There we go. Okay. Pay no attention to the icons behind the curtain. Anyway, so let's do that. Well, first, I guess what I can show you is let's actually go to collections, and I'll show you what I have for collections, so you can kind of see. One thing that I wish, having now gotten used to the labels that are used by the Switch. I'm kind of spoiled on the fact that you can have multiple labels for the same game, and so a game can appear in different ways. With Steam, it's more like a folder, and once you put a game in a folder, you can't put it elsewhere. It resides in that. So what I did is I tried to just limit it to a few things. So I actually might delete favorites altogether, because then they don't appear on my master list. Remakes, I made really simply. See, now I gotta figure out how to make myself go away. Let's do this. Bink. So remakes I put in here because these are actually sort of remakes. Some of them kind of. But, Disney's Castle of Illusion, Mickey Mouse, DuckTales Remasters, Q*bert, Rocket Knight, Secret of Mana, and Shantae Risky's Revenge are all on here. Animate Bro says, Q*bert, that's the first game I ever played. Oh my gosh, nice. Actually, it's a fun little game, this one. It's not bad. Now, I'm assuming you've played actual I Spy Mana, Iron Rusty says. That's right. Is this a backlog showdown where you have to delete half? No, Iron Rusty. Yeah. Boy, we're going to just... Actually, you reminded me. I do have a stream planned. And honestly, I don't know when I'm going to get to it. Per se, because I think I want to save it for my 800th stream. But what I want to do is to celebrate 800 streams is I want to do a Nintendo franchise tier list with all of you live. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do to celebrate 800 streams. But anyway, so that's the remakes one. Stars, we'll come back to that. Now, Tomb Raider, there was a Tomb Raider collection, and so I just picked up the Tomb Raider collection, and you can see. So I've got several of these. Now, I don't think I've actually played any of them, but it was cheap. That's the problem with Steam. There was a discounted sale. So anyway, I picked that up. Yeah, Pixel Knight says, Iron Rusty. Well, yeah, he's the one right here. He's streaming. Scooter says, you cannot go wrong with the Nintendo Switch. Truly Nintendo's slogan. Play anywhere, anytime with anyone. My Switch. Pretty accurate in my opinion. What do you think, Artemana? Ooh, excellent. Excellent. Was that their slogan in the thingamabobs? I don't remember that per se, but I like that. I think that's good. The first of the new era Tomb Raider had me captivated for a while. No, I did play this one here, the third one from the top. I didn't play this on Steam. I played this on PS3. I actually did beat this game. It's one of the few PlayStation 3 trophy games that I have. I did beat this one. I was playing it with my brother-in-law. He had it, and so I'd come over and we'd play more and kind of work our way through it. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is that style of game. It's that basically tunnel cinematic game, and European trailers. Yes, I double checked. That's awesome, Scooter. Well, I think that's good. Then I have Virtual Console here, and this one's. I think that you're gonna find this one interesting, everyone. This one is where what I did is I basically took games that were older games. Now, Maui Mallard and Cold Shadow. This is a favorite of Scooter and me, and we're gonna compare playing the Super Nintendo one versus the PC one. But I've got that on there, and that was a gift from Scooter. So thank you, Scooter102089. And then we've got, of course, the original Dig Dug, Crazy Taxi, the Disney Afternoon Collection, which, did this ever come to the Nintendo Switch? And if not, when will it? And why has it not yet? Of course, we have an excellent game here. Now, Dash Magnum and I have played this. Dungeons & Dragons Chronicles of Mystara. This is the collection of 2 Capcom arcade Dungeons & Dragons games, and I'd love to revisit that one again. Final Fantasy VII, which... I want Artemana Crazy Taxi, Scooter says. We've got the Mega Man Legacy Collection, the Metal Slug games. I do enjoy the Metal Slug games. Nights into Dreams, which is a lot of fun. That's actually a great classic game. The Genesis Classics, which now I actually also do have on Switch, by the way, just to let you know. Iron Rusty, dude, Arcade D&D, right? I've got that game, and it's online multiplayer, so if you want to hop in, Iron Rusty, we could get going on it. Animate Bro says, I've only played Wizardry 8. Now, Bestie of Mana is a big fan of the Wizardry series, so I only have 6 and 7. He's, played all of them, but I played a little of 6. I think I got these, part of a bundle. I played part of 6, and then I got distracted, as I so often do. Space Channel 5, Part 2, by the way. This is interesting. I have Space Channel 5 for the Dreamcast, but Space Channel 5 Part 2, I want to say it only came out in Japan on the Dreamcast, and so this is the only Western release is on PC. But yeah, the Turok games are in there, right? I don't actually know a lot of these. I don't know the Dark Eye. Apparently, these are role playing games or something like that. But anyway, so that's my Virtual Console right there. Star Wars. This is where the magic is, right? So this is where we're gonna have some good times come May the 4th this year. I'm still working on a few of these, but anyway, we have the complete saga. I don't have yet the latest Lego Star Wars, but we have the complete saga plus 3, plus the Force Awakens, all the Lego Star Wars games there, except for the most recent one that has. These are the ones that have been released on Steam anyway. Oh, there are Star Wars video games, Iron Rusty says. I don't know. Are there? Could be. PFC Stillwell. Star Wars isn't where the magic is. It's where the Force is. Stillwell. Well done. Well done. That's a good point. By the way, I did watch the latest episode of Andor. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Ooh, Iron Rusty has Wizardry 1 and then has the emote of a very, very old man. That's funny. I'm so tired, but also mesmerized, Animate Barrel says. BFC Stillwell says, unless you mean Industrial Light and Magic. Oh, snap. I see what you did there. Oh, snap. I see what you did there. So, yeah. Lots of great Star Wars games here. You can see we've got also then the Battlefront games, and I happen to have all 4 of the Battlefront games. So, oddly enough, the way that this is laid out, you have the EA Battlefront, the newer Battlefront. Then you have the older Battlefront 2, then the newer or the older Battlefront, and then the newer Battlefront 2. Don't ask me why they have it that way. That's just bizarre, right? But I do have the Droid Repair Bay here. This is, I believe, the VR experience. I never played that, but Empire at War, Racer, Galactic Battlegrounds Saga, Imperial Assault, Jedi Fallen Order. There's 21.8 hours played of that. Dark Forces, this is a fun one. And then Jedi Knight. I've never actually played the Jedi Knight series. So these are all kind of new to me. Knights of the Old Republic. Now I've put in 35.5 hours. Last 2 weeks, 21.2 hours put into this game. So I've been working on it. The secret is out. Look, I'm gonna let you know. Dash knows this. I told Dash about this. I realized I love this game, but it was hard to stream it for several reasons. One of them being it's just a long game, right? And it's a slog in many ways. And I end up, because of the nature of this older game, I end up repeating myself, going backtracking and trying to, fix mistakes and things like that. Not to mention that I found that while streaming it, I was often trying to engage everyone a little bit more and say, what would you like me to choose in the, the answers and things like that. So instead, what I ended up doing is deciding I'm just going to play this for me. I had played about like 30, 40 hours of the game, something like that, back in the day. But I had so many computer issues that it was like start and stop and go. And I never beat the game. I never got that. I mean, I maybe got about halfway through. In fact, I'm probably about caught up, even though I took a different path. I'm about equal to what I had played before at this point. So I'm playing through it, but I am recording all of it, all of the gameplay. And we'll see. We'll see what I do with that, or if I do anything with it. I'm going to leave it at that. Dash and I talked a little bit about that, but that's all I'm going to say. Stillwell says KOTOR is probably my favorite game all time. See, I have so much love for it, but I've never beat it. So I want to kind of, we'll see indeed. I want to experience it, and then we've got some ideas, So the other thing, though, I should probably mention, since we're talking about this game, is I do actually, Animate Barrel, I get it. Go to get some sleep, rest well, do good and be well, and have a quiet night and a perfect end. And we will see you next time. The VOD will be here. The VOD will be here, my friend. And thank you. That is one of the... Man, I love you dearly. That hits me in my heart in a good way. That is such a lovely sentiment, and I genuinely feel like I can return that to you. So thank you. I'll post my game opinions after I watch the VOD. All right, sounds good, Animate Barrel. Sounds good. We will go ahead and maybe we'll talk more about it next stream, which will be the Minecraft stream, maybe, if you're around. And Stillwell says, I'm going to need a PS5 for the remake if that ever happens. I tell you, that's the same thing I'm feeling, although I hope it's not limited just to the PS5. But yeah, if that does happen, boy, yeah, that'd be really cool. But I did pick up, I was going to say, dash lol me 3, I did pick up both Knights of the Old Republic limited run games I keep forgetting if it's the Master Collection or the Collector's Edition, whatever the big one that has the Pazak deck. What I want to do a stream. Maybe this could be May the 4th be with you. I want to do a stream of just playing Pazak with y'all. Like if we figure out a way to play Pazak on May the 4th, that's what I want to do. Let's see if we can make that happen. Just a Pazak tourney. Would that be amazing? I think that would be like the best May the 4th be with you stream. Let's just get everyone together and just do a big Pazak tournament. If we could figure that, not Sabak. Well, some people say Pazak. I always said Pazak. So, but it's interesting. Anyway, Sabak is a different game. Sabak being the game that Han Solo plays Lando Calrissian to gain the Millennium Falcon. Pazak is almost like right? Pazak is almost that's a great emote. Is almost like if you took blackjack, capped it at 20, and gave you cards that would be like plus and minus cards, and some of them that you could actually choose to be either plus or minus. So anyway, yeah. So Pazak. It's a game that was like a mini game in Knights of the Old Republic, and it's super fun. So if we could get that, if we could figure that out, and anyone's with me, we could get a little tournament of Pazak going. I think that'd be a lot of fun. All right, getting back to this though. So then we have Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Rebel Assault, Rebellion, Republic Commando, Rebel Assault 1 and 2, Rogue Squadron, Shadows of the Empire. See the good N64 games. Then Squadrons, which I haven't played yet. I am still actually playing through Battlefront 2, and I do want to get back to that. We're just playing the campaign of that, and getting decently far. Starfighter, I think that was the PlayStation 2 game, if I'm not mistaken. Clone Wars Republic Heroes, this was on the Wii, and this is the Wii version basically, but also it was on DS, and I really like the DS version. Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2, which I've never played these versions. I played the mobile phone versions first, funny enough, and then I played some of the. I think I played. Was there a DS version? I can't remember. Maybe I played some of the Wii version. I can't remember now. But I ended up actually foregoing playing these and just reading the graphic novel and getting the story from that. So at some point I want to revisit both of those and play them. Of course, Star Wars The Old Republic, if you haven't played this game, this is so good. And I want to get to this. I really do. Yeah, Scooter says, me too. Collector's edition for me. Arteman, I got the Master edition. Okay, there we go. That's what I got then. But yeah, this would be a great game to play. I've played a decent amount of this, and it's really I'd say hands down my favorite MMO. From a just enjoyability of playing the game plus story and control and theme standpoint. It's great. So. TIE Fighter, Iron Rusty says, yeah. Oh, Scooter says, no, Terrascasi or Super Star Wars Trilogy on Steam. Not a perfect collection. That's right. No Super Star Wars Trilogy and no Terrascasi. What was I thinking? Scooter, you are so right. How dare. You're absolutely right. But we do have, of course, TIE Fighter, X-Wing Alliance, X-Wing, and X-Wing versus TIE Fighter all there. So at least we have that. Yes. And Dash Magnum saying here, reminds me I need to resume my spy playthrough on Star Wars The Old Republic before the year is out. Well, there you go. All right. I played the wings off of TIE Fighter back in the day, Iron Rusty says. Now, that's an excellent way to put it. I like it. I recall I actually picked up. I think I have it over here. I don't see it there. It might be. I have a little case of some old, like jewel case PC games. Oh yeah, because I didn't have a big box of it. I have my big box on the shelf over here, but the jewel case games, I do have TIE Fighter and X-Wing on jewel case, but I didn't actually play it. I just picked it up. It was a kind of an older game at the time, but I picked it up at this like used bookstore. So what is this? Scooter says basically I want Star Wars Rogue Squadron 1 through 3 on Switch. 2 and 3 need to return. Yeah. Imagine TIE Fighter with modern graphics sell 1 billion copies, Iron Rusty says. I think you might be right with that. I think you might be right. So anyway, that's that. That's the collections Delia Bopper. And I think we can go to home. Yep, back to home, and here we can just go through. Now, Scooter asked about 8-bit Bayonetta. If you'd like, I may even pop that up on stream so that you could see what it looks like. It's a very short little game. It's an official game. If I recall correctly, Scooter, interesting little history with this is it was a promotional game, and it was like a April Fool's joke kind of game, and there was a limited time where you could download it. It was free, but if you didn't get it, it wouldn't be in your Steam library, and you'd never get a chance to get it again. And so Scooter says, I'd like to see it. Yeah. So here we go. I'm just pulling up the fan wiki here that says 8-bit Bayonetta, formerly known as Angel Land, is an inaccurately named 16-bit style action shooter game for web browsers based on the Bayonetta game franchise. It can be downloaded at Steam if Steam is installed. The game features simplistic gameplay that uses one key for jumping, one for attack. Bayonetta, as the player character, stands at the left side of the screen while ground and aerial enemies slowly move towards her. Bayonetta can't move, and the objective is to kill as many enemies as possible before they reach her. The score that players receive can be shared on Twitter. On March 31st, 2017, Angel Land was uploaded to Steam by Platinum Games, which players cannot download for free to play anymore since it was taken off Steam a few days later after its initial release. Oh!
Thanks for joining the Friends of Mana.
Damien! Hello! How's it going? What is up, Damien? Welcome to the Friends of Mana. We're just chatting a little bit about Steam games and the like, and thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate that. And for you and anyone else who may be new around here, I am an E for Everyone family-friendly variety streamer focused on Nintendo, retro and original hardware, and indie titles. Tonight we're just taking a look at my Steam catalog and talking about some various Steam games and kind of just pondering the idea of getting a Steam Deck. So, can you play Terraria? Damien asks. Oh man, Terraria. I did a playthrough of Terraria, actually. That was a fun one. That was a very fun one. Let's just take a look real quick. I want to see if there was anything that I missed that I want to share about that 8-bit Bayonetta. I think that's about it. Yeah, feel free to look at some more stuff here if you'd like. But Damien, can you play Terraria? Not at the moment, to answer your question more accurately. But I mean, I'm physically capable of playing Terraria. I have played Terraria, and it's not a bad game. Welcome aboard, anyway. Okay. So what do we have? Let's take a look. What do we have here? So, I'm going to just kind of point out games as I see them that kind of look interesting to me. Now, again, bear in mind, a lot of the games I got for free or part of collections, there are, I'd say, easily half the games on here, if not more, are games I never intend to play. But I got them for free, and I put them in here, and they're in the collection sort of thing. So honestly, yeah. Damien says, oh, can you play Castle Crashers? That's a fun game, too. I do have that one as well. We might actually, maybe I will. You're tempting me, but we'll see. Right now, though, we're going to just go through these games. So Air, this is a game that I really do want to play. I have it on Switch now, so I got it on this because it was really cheap, and it was before it went on sale on Switch, and then it went on sale on Switch, and I got it on Switch. So, or no, maybe I actually got this. I don't remember. Anyway, it interests me a lot. Metal Ryan Cluster, any Grand Theft Auto games? I do have some on here. I will not be playing those on stream. Um, but yeah, Air is one that does interest me. I have played Earhart, by the way. If you remember Earhart a while back, that was a fun one. Let's see. Among Us, we have Among Us. Aqua Kitty, I've heard good things about Aqua Kitty. I don't know too much about it, but I played about 99 minutes of it, apparently. Can't really remember. I think it was on Vita at some point. So, but Aquaria, this is a game that I do want to play through. I would like to. I've played it prior to it being on Steam and having it on Steam. I played it when it was a purchase that I made, just to play the computer version of it. And it's a Metroidvania, but you're undersea, and it has beautiful music, very clever mechanics, great controls with the mouse. This is a game that I would like to go back to and actually stream and unearth the whole mystery behind it, because it kind of reminds me of Cave Story. And I think it was a single-person team, or at least a small development team that did it. Is Air that flying game you played a bit? Dash asks. I remember it being very pretty to watch. Actually, that's a different game. Or maybe or was it Air? No, it's a different game. Air is Air is a different one. This one's like that. It has elements of that one, but this one basically also mixes in, I believe this is the one that mixes in indigenous American folklore. And it's got like some RPG elements to it. So, some fighting games here. I remember playing several of these at some point. Ares was a game that I recall. Ares was like kind of a Mega Man-esque game, but it wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. So at some point, I got Ark. That was a game. I never actually played it though. I didn't really get into it that much. Again, and then there's like all these war shooter games. I'm never gonna play these ever. I don't know what this is. I don't remember this one. Autonomous Prototype. It looks cool. It looks like an old. I mean, that's like clearly a Power Glove reference. That's interesting. Yeah. And Dash says, "Ooh, okay, interesting." Scooter says, "I'm still waiting for a first impression of a game I sent you. I'm sure we'll see it down the list." Ooh, wait, I'm trying to remember which one that one is, because I already mentioned the one. I gotta think about this one. About to say it looks like a Power Glove game, right? Metal Ryan Cluster says, "No Star Wars." Oh yeah, there's all kinds of Star Wars. Look on the side there. I've got all the Star Wars stuff. The Back to the Future series, we played at several of those, but we never finished that series. That was a fun series, though. We should maybe jump back into that at some point. Ballpoint Universe always looked interesting to me. Now, this is one, this right here, the Banner Saga. I played this on iPad. It was actually very interesting. Well done. Kind of a tactics game with an interesting story and branching pathways. It was kind of cool. Now, the Batman Arkham games, I've only ever played City on the Wii U, and this is, again, a series I'm definitely not going to stream. It's very dark and gritty, and I think it might have even been one of these games that early on, we were watching the Adam West Batman series with Mana Sprout when she was then Baby Mana, and she was super, super into it until darn Hulu had an advert for one of the Batman games, and it showed his like scary face, and she was like ruined on Batman for a really long time. So that was a struggle. Scooter goes, "Bayonetta, I see it." Scooter also says Back to the Future game excellent. Yep. So anyway, yeah, hopefully Mana Sprout will want to get into Batman more, but we had to explain to her, no, that's not actually Batman. But yeah, Bayonetta is here. That's right. I think I played this originally on well, it was Wii U. Yeah. Wii U. I played this in the second one because it was getting all this hype, and I had seen some things. The music from it is incredible. Lots of many problematic elements to it. Definitely another one I won't stream, but anyway, and then I played some of it on Steam as well, and kind of to get a sense of the differences. Actually, I didn't really notice any differences between this and the Wii U version, other than you have more content in the Wii U version because you can dress up as Star Fox. That's pretty cool. What? Bob George the Third is in the chat. Well, hello. How are you doing? How you been? Dash says, "Oh no's, poor Mana Sprout," regarding the scary Batman face. Iron Rusty says, "I loved Arkham Asylum, but the sequels did not have the magic for me." I actually thought that the Arkham City was pretty good. But again, I played that first, so I do want to know a fun fact in Bayonetta. And Bob George III, how have you been? What's up? What are you up to? Happy October! We also have, let's see here. There's so many games I don't even know. Oh, A Bird's Story was actually a fairly interesting game. I can't remember. I think we actually streamed that one. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it was a pretty heartfelt indie game. Whoa! We are being raided.
Thanks for raiding Art of Mana.
Hot dog. Well, thank you ever so much. Atlas Wolf is here. You show off your Switch games next stream, Metal Ryan Cluster says. That's it. I'm all right. Totally slept. Bob George did not sleep yet. Hey, welcome on in, Atlas Wolf. Welcome. So good to see you. And did I say that wrong? Atlas Wolf? Atlas Wolf. What did I say? I'm tired. Root Beer Kings, dude, it's 2 a.m. lol. I'm tired. I don't know what I said, but I'm sorry. Altus. Oh, it's Altus Wolf. Oh. Anyway. My name is Mana. I am an E for everyone, family-friendly variety streamer with a focus on Nintendo, retro, unoriginal hardware, and indie titles. And reading is hard for you, Mana. We know. Oh boy, and it is late. This was an unplanned stream, but it's good. I did the Atlas too. Nice, always a hoot. Very cool. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming on in. Please ask me anything. I love Gar. Gar's great, family friendly, loves the RPGs. Right now, what we're doing, we're looking at my Steam collection. The big thing here is I'm debating about when the time comes, not right away, but when the time comes, maybe this next year, replacing my gaming computer with a Steam Deck. So we're kind of just looking at my Steam library, kind of looking through, viewing games. Yeah. As a nicely stocked shelf. Thank you, Altus Wolf. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Yeah, no. Here, I guess I'll move this way. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I've got a good collection of games, to be sure. I'm very, very grateful for that. And again, I'm mostly a Nintendo fan. So my main focus on collecting is Nintendo games, but I do have pretty decent amount of Sega games, Atari games, and then some PlayStation 2, a few PlayStation 3 games, and then I've got some early Xbox games as well. But I'm not really as into Sony and Microsoft consoles as much. The PlayStation 2, though, maybe being an exception, and some of that is just the games were dirt cheap for a while, and it was so prominent as a console. So I do have a decent PS2 library, but I also really enjoy other things. Like I have a CDI. We're going to be playing the Zelda CDI games at some point soon, and a lot of little retro consoles and the mini consoles and things like that. So I enjoy that too. But we do have a highlighted message from Scooter, and don't worry, I did see that coming. There it is. Bayonetta 2 sold better on Wii U alone, nearly double the sales than Bayonetta 1 on Xbox 360 and PS3 combined. Whoa! Well, I mean, again, that's when it got me into the game, it caught my attention. It's like, what is it? What is this thing? And I heard some of the music about this is really cool. Nintendo's behind it. What? Oh yeah, the CDI, right, Dash? So, but anyway, let's get back to this for a moment. By the way, Battletoads. I want to try this. I've heard it's terrible. This is the remake of Battletoads. I picked this up. I want to play this. Also, Beard Blade. So both these games I wanna play. Beard Blade is a game that well, let me talk about Battletoads. Battletoads was remade with this very comedic style, but apparently there's just a lot of lame um kind of segments that feel more of a chore than fun platforming. But I kind of have a sense that I might enjoy it. I don't know. I have a quirky interest in games like this. I feel like I might like it, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Beard Blade I actually got from the developer. I think it kind of looks like me a little bit. I'd like to think, but Beard Blade is a platforming game where you can whip your beard. I think that would be a fun one to play. I would like to play that at some point on stream. Maybe we'll get there. Runner 2, by the way, have it on Wii U, but that's a great one. Let's see, what do we have? Blaze Blue or some of the fighting games. Oh, here we go. How do you say it? Botanicula. Botanicula. This is a fun little one. Oh wait. Oh no, this isn't the one I'm thinking of. Just kidding. I'm thinking of Flying. No, I think this one is like a point-and-click adventure. I have not played this one yet, though. Never mind. I'm thinking of a different game. I'm thinking of Flying. Broken Age I played some of it. It's a pretty decent point-and-click adventure, but point-and-clicks, I have to say, at a certain point, I either stop because like I lose interest, or like I can't figure out a puzzle, and it's just easier just to watch the rest of it on YouTube. So I'm lame that way. But all right, man, we can try Battletoads together and see how bad it truly is. Hey, that would fit with your bad games month, right, Scooter? And Altus Wolf says, I remember Botanicula. It's a cute game. Was I right then on that, Altus? Or do you prefer Wolf or Altus Wolf? Or I don't know. I can do it either way. I'm sorry. I mangled your name, though. Anyway. All are good, Altus Wolf says. Okay, just not Atlas Wolf, right? Hey, so Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Now this one here, man, that is probably my favorite. My favorite example of how video game mechanics can be utilized to evoke a message, emotion, and meaningfulness. It is such a solid gaming experience. It is a bit of a heart-wrenching story, but wow, is it good. So if you've not played Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, it is available also on the Switch. Highly recommend it. You must play it. You must play it with a controller, because that's what it was intended to be played on. And all I can say is just, again, it is so artfully done. It is one of the best examples of using the using video game mechanics and trappings to tell such a compelling story. It's so good. So Gar says, I bought the game Brothers like a million years ago, never played it. Give it a shot. I think you'd love it. It's a fairly short game, too, so I played it through a couple times now. I think 3 times, actually. Dash says, I'd love to see a Battletoads collab between you two, to Scooter and me. Very true, Artemano. Let's plan it. Dash Magnum, I'll DM him so we can work it out. Let's do it. Please do, Scooter. And I think it's a 3-player game, too. I'm just going to throw that out there. Not 100% sure, but anyway. Hey, are you ready to consider this is Bowser. This is Bowser right here. Should we play? This is a Mario game because we've got Bowser. Wait, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's Bowser right there. That's the game has Bowser. This is Bowser. Uh, this is Jack Black in Brutal Legend. I've heard it's a terrible game, but I haven't played it anyway. Paradise Ultimate box, that was pretty good. Jack Black is Bowser. Iron Rusty says that's it. Um, do 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 do. Oh, Caster. That was an interesting one. I remember playing a little bit of. That was a weird one. Castle Crashers. There it is. It had come up earlier. Someone had asked about it. I do have Castle Crashers. Brutal Legend is a fun movie. Playing it is not as fun. Fair enough, Gar. Bowser's Metal Adventure. Altus Wolf says. Yeah, Iron Rusty says, took me a moment. Jack Black is Bowser. Gotcha. Took me a moment. M-rated Bowser game, Artemania. You can't stream it. I actually heard it's good. Maybe it is. Though thoughts on Chris Pratt playing Mario. Metal Ryan Cluster says, you know what? Didn't phase me. It didn't sound like him, which was good to me. It sounded like, kind of that Brooklyn accent, like from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And honestly, I think that works. So yeah, I think it was good. Do you yield your guitar? Ha ha ha! I do not. Right. That's very good, Dash. Here we go. So, Castle Crashers. I have collaborated with several people on this game, including Dash Magnum, who just gave us that joke. I don't know anything about this, but it looks kind of interesting. This was a decently interesting experience here. This one, Mirror of Fate HD. This is the game that actually I was showing a little bit on my 3DS. You can purchase the HD version. This is what is interesting about this, and why I bring this up, is this is the game by Mercury Steam that I believe, if this isn't just conjecture, it may have actually been confirmed, was partly responsible for Nintendo taking notice and saying, hey, let's have you make an actual Metroid game. And then that led to the remake of Samus 2, or of Metroid 2, and then ultimately to Metroid Dread, which is fantastic. So interesting little bit of info for you if you didn't know. Scooter says, Art of Mana, that was my exact thought on Chris Pratt's Mario. Lol. See, yeah. That's it. That's boom. You have that on your 3DS. Nice, Scooter. It's a good one. Pretty interesting. This I've started playing this. Well, 8.2 hours I'd played this, and it was not that bad. Got some hate, but it wasn't that bad. Cave Story. Cave Story Plus in this case, and the original Cave Story, which I added to Steam, but I actually have beaten this, the original downloadable that's still free from Pixel's website. Cave Story is such a gem, and I happen to have not only Cave Story, the original, Cave Story Plus, I have Cave Story Plus on my WiiWare, or on Wii, on my Wii, on Wii. How are we experiencing on Wii? I don't know. I have it on my Wii. It was a WiiWare title. I also picked this up recently. Yes, I did. Cave Story 3D, with the idea being we could look at Wee. Dash says yes. Cave Story is legendary. Gar says that's it. But I want to test this Cave Story 3D. Maybe that's what we'll play for Halloween, because that's a scary game, right? Oh, I have a CS 3D cart somewhere still. Do you? Metarine Cluster says, gaming changed my life. Gaming in general, or was I mistaken in your talking about like this game? Cave Story changed your life. I want to know more, Metarine Cluster. I want to know more. The Deponia series, I only played through, I think, like 1.5 of the games, but it was actually pretty interesting. It was kind of a fun little quirky point-and-click adventure. Child of Light. Now, this is another one I picked up first on Wii U. This was from Ubisoft, and it's sort of a magical watercolor painterly sort of game that is like a side-scrolling RPG. It just gorgeous. So gaming in general, nice Metal Ryan cluster. Do you care to share a little bit more on the particulars? Meanwhile, I'll keep going on here. Say Choice Chamber. We played this on stream a little bit. It's an interesting little title because it has Twitch chat integration, so you can trip me up. It's much like crowd control, but baked into the game, and we should play more of it. Costume Quest is what I was considering for Halloween. I've heard it's pretty good. That's one to consider. Contrast also might be, I don't know if, I'm not sure if it's appropriate or not. I think it is, but I've heard it's kind of just like it's not like scary, but like just like a kind of a spooky kind of game. And it involves like shadows and stuff, so that might be kind of interesting. Crazy Taxi. There we go. Now I know some of these you can't see, but here we go. I'll kind of take that off for a bit. Cuphead. Woohoo! I played 10.3 hours of that. Daikatana. There we go. That I've heard a lot of people say it's just a horrendous game, but I don't know. I've never played the Dark Souls games. Just saying. But I did play Dark Void and beat the original Dark Void because I've also played on my 3DS Dark Void 0. And you know what? Dark Void's kind of interesting. It's like if you've merged the Rocketeer and like the Rocketeer meets, what would it be? Would it be Aliens? That might be too scary. But it's like, yeah, it's basically like, this Jetman from that era. But all these, oh, here we go. No, this is maybe more what it is. It's Rocketeer meets Halo. That's what it is. There we go. And Dash says, "Ooh, Dark Void does sound fun. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good." Meta Ryan Cluster says, "Just because it keeps me from getting in trouble, so I can stay out of trouble." There you go, Meta Ryan Cluster. Plus, we get to meet all kinds of great people, right? Gar says, Dark Void was sweet. I loved it. It's short, though. And that's true. But yeah, no, it's a good one. So I would recommend giving it a shot. It got glossed over and panned critically. But you know what? Give it a shot. I found it to be quite enjoyable. And I got into it because of Dark Void 0, which, by the way, you can see very clearly has the artwork on the cover inspired from the original Mega Man. But once I gave Dark Void a shot, I'm like, well, this is actually pretty good, So give it a shot. Give it a shot. That's what I'm saying. What do we have here? Nothing that I'm. Dig Dog, a great little easy pick up and play kind of game. Of course, the Disney Afternoon Collection. Donut Dodo. Now, Don't Starve. Those are probably good kind of Halloween-ish games, but Donut Dodo, super excellent little indie retro style arcade game. Really cool. Meta Ryan Cluster says, I hope we can meet at TwitchCon sometime. Yes, that would be so fun. I know, one of these days. But definitely recommend Donut Dodo. Double Dragon Neon. Oh, this one's good. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Dungeon Defenders and Dungeon Defenders 2, I played a fair amount back in the day. Of course, DuckTales Remastered's great. The Dungeons and Dragons games are great. Dust, that was really interesting. Kind of a Metroidvania style. We've got Skyrim, of course. Yeah, Skyrim is a classic. How long have I played that one? 58.4 hours, and I'm nowhere near beating it. I've heard Enslaved was good. I actually got it on PS3, and we'll see. Oh, this is a good little one. This one's nice. Ares Action. Oh, no. Yeah, this is the one. Right? Yeah, okay. That's right. So this one, it's just kind of an interesting little game where, like, I'm trying to remember how it worked. It's kind of like the games where almost like what do you call it? Kaizu Mario? Is that what it is? Where like you go into like a section of platforming section, you jump, suddenly there's a block that appears, and you fall to your doom, that kind of thing. So kind of an interesting little one. It cheap, cheerful, and short. A version though, I liked this one a lot actually. This was kind of cool. This one involved sort of like these manipulations of the environment to get through the platforming sections, and it was pretty cool. Evoland, this why do I have legendary. I have interesting. I have like the original and then a legendary edition. Evoland series, a lot of fun. If you like RPGs, oh man, if you like RPGs, the Evoland series, especially if you grew up with classic ones, is going to be for you. It plays with all these old tropes, and it has different evolutions and eras of gaming. It's kind of cool. Only 58 hours of Skyrim. At least you're still young, Iron Rusty says. Someone made a Kaizo for Super Metroid? Really? There you go. Why not, right? Here's another one I really like, actually. Fairy Bloom Frisia. Freesia? Who knows? It's a short, kind of cheerful, cheap and cheerful, brawler-esque, magical story kind of game. Whatever. You know what? It's fun. There you go. Oh my goodness, you have the Exceed series. I love the Exceed too. Exceed. I apparently I do. Oh yeah, I do. That's right. Yeah, the bullet heck games here, as it were. I don't think I've played either of them. Oh, maybe I did actually. I think I did play it. I think I played some of it. I've dabbled in the genre. I'm not as proficient at it as you are, but Iron Rusty says Oats and Goats played that Kaizo Super Metroid at the last GDQ. Oh, I think maybe I did see part of that. I want to go back and watch it. Thanks for reminding me. Fall Guys here. Okay, here's what I really, really, really would like to stream at some point. Fate. I poured a lot of hours into this. Was the early game that I played back on when I first got a Mac computer, and I got it for Mac. Or you could watch me try it. It has a death counter built in. Iron Rusty says, "I'd love to watch you try it. Maybe I'll do that first." When are you going to stream it? But yeah, Fate. This is a great one. This is a great little dungeon crawler, and I haven't played it for a long time, but I feel like nostalgia would kick in hard. Fez, honestly, I like it. It's a good one. I like Fez. Got a few Final Fantasies in there. The first tree was interesting. We played that on Switch. Flying. This is the one I was thinking earlier. This one's a good one. I like that. Freedom Planet is interesting. I played that on Wii U. The Gauntlet there is an excellent one. Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams. I played that on Wii U as well. Here's an interesting one. Golden Axed, a canceled prototype. There was this time where Sega put out all these canceled prototype games, and you could download them for a short time to celebrate 60 years of Sega. And this was one of them, and it's horrendous. I think we might have streamed some of it, but anyway, yeah, it's bad. Hey, some people asked about the Grand Theft series. They're there. That's all I'll say about that. Guacamelee is a great one. That was another one I played on Wii U. I like Guacamelee. Hat in Time. Haven't played it yet. Heavy Bullets was kind of interesting. Heavy Bullets is a game where it's almost like a roguelike. Yeah. But you have only a couple of bullets. Got to play Hob at some point. I have it on Switch. Horizon Chase Turbo is excellent. Ibn Ob was fun. I played that with Ginny Gravity. They made a Guild video game series. The Guild. Oh yeah, no, they did, but it's not the Guild you're thinking of. It's not. It's not the Guild like the fun, quirky web series. This is just kind of a bog standard RPG ish thing. Yeah, yeah. It's disappointing, right? Wouldn't that be cool if it was actually like the what was her name? What's her name? I can't think of her name right now. That's gonna mess with me. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure someone will point it out in there. But the main actress from that, um, ah, I always thought it was interesting. One of the early influences for me, anyway, on so you can get some mana trivia here. One of the early influences for me for streaming, Felicia Day. Funny still, well, I had Felicia Day come to my head. I was thinking it, but then I'm like, no, that's not right. It's someone else, and I don't know who I was thinking of. But yeah, Felicia Day. Fun little fact: one of the influences on my streaming was the kind of production quality and the camaraderie, the sort of friendship shared, and the sort of unique and variety filled gaming that went on in this little group that they involved Dodger, who's a pretty dexterity or dex bonus, and the game was it Polygon? What was the name of the show? It was called. Let's see. This was, Dodger involved dex bonus. Dodger playing. Oh gosh, what was it called? It's like deleted from history now because it's no longer there. I even have like a soundtrack album from them. I enjoyed it. Show. Let's see if we can find. Maybe there's something here that we can find on series. What was it? Oh, it's terrible being tired and getting older. I feel like I'm forgetting so much lately. It's really weird. What was the name of the show? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Anyone? Does this ring a bell at all? Iron Rusty. Iron Rusty. Wow. Way to throw that there. Oh gosh. I feel like I should know this. Yeah, and she played with like Jesse Cox. And a whole bunch of other. Sounds vaguely familiar. Wow, what was it called? They wore the Japanese animal onesies. Kigurumi. This is gonna bug me. I feel like I have to figure this out. Sounds vaguely familiar. Ooh, Scooter, interesting. Okay, let's see. Kigurumi, um, Dex bonus, Twitch show. I think I might even. No. Where? What was it called? It's all like disappeared from the internet. Anyway, it was a neat show where they would play like board games and a video game, hang out, have guests. Everyone wore kigurumi, and it had some great tunes in the background, and they had a whole production team, and it was really quite interesting and engaging. Anyway, so the reason I bring that up is because I found that having watched The Guild and getting to the point where that actress, Dex Bonus Dodger Brooke, was in that show. She was a character in one of the last seasons when she was a reporter, like a influencer, early influencer, against the big organization that was making the MMO. And so anyway, and then I found this, and that's kind of actually that was really early. That was kind of before anything else that I'd watched on Twitch, and I think I created my account shortly after watching several of those, and so that's when I started my Twitch adventure, and then kind of took a hiatus from that. That was about the only thing I'd watch every now and then, and finally I got into Hermitcraft and got into specifically Mumbo Jumbo, and then through Mumbo Jumbo meeting or seeing False Symmetry, and then seeing on False Symmetry's channel a lot of talk about Twitch streams that she did. I have not played. I've heard of Limbo. I haven't played it. No, I have played a little bit of it actually. I take that back. Not really my game. I don't know. I didn't like the vibe of it. I don't know why, but anyway. All right, let's take a look here. Let's try and go a little faster because I gotta get to bed at some point. Injustice I played on PlayStation 3. It'll Do is kind of interesting, a fun little tongue-in-cheek Zelda-like game. Jurassic Park, the game I've never played, but that might be kind of fun. Kero Blaster is one I gotta play. I have it on Switch though, but this is by the same folks who made. Oh, was this one? Oh, who made Kero Blaster? This one might have been from the same person who made Undertale? Is that right? No. Oh, no. By the same person who made Cave Story. Duh. Duh. Yeah. By Pixel. So that's one that I definitely would like to do at some point and play. Middle Ryan Cluster, see you next stream, man. Out later. Hey, good night, Middle Ryan Cluster. Thank you so much for hanging out. And do good and be well, my friend. I'm so glad that we are able to connect through video games. Like you said, I know they're important to you, and I'm so grateful. So, Middle Ryan Cluster, see you next time. We've got a couple of interesting ones here. The Kingdom series I want to kind of try at some point. Of course, the King of Fighters is an interesting fighting game series. I'm sort of torn. I always go back and forth on whether I actually like it. Knit, I don't know. Knit was disappointing to me. I actually am kind of interested in these two Lara Croft games because these are kind of like dungeon crawlers. La Mulana is another one I want to try at some point and play a little bit more. I quite liked this. This is Nickelodeon's The Legend of Korra, made by the same people who made Bayonetta. Yeah, this is a platinum game, and it's actually really quite good. I enjoyed it anyway, so yeah. And Lily, gotta play this at some point on stream just to showcase it. But I played this on my phone, and it's such a good little game. Really good. By the way, speaking of Limbo, do you see that? But I really like Lily. It was great. It was one of these just gorgeous new mobile games that came out, and you pick flowers. Really kind of neat. So, Little Inferno, that's an interesting one. Long Live the Queen was one of the games Dodger was playing, and I think that's why I have it in there. Machinarium is a game from the folks that made the Samorost series, which I really enjoyed. So haven't actually played it, but Magical Diary was also one that was from Dodger, but yeah, it's not really my type of game. Maple Story is one of the first MMOs I really enjoyed because, again, I like games that are I like games that are actually platformer side-scrolling, and this just happens to be that. I wonder if this is Scooter's mentioned. This is Maui Mallard and Cold Shadow. We mentioned it a little bit before. We have Mass Effect 2 as well, by the way. I know several people. If Delta were here, he'd be a fan. I think Bob George III, I think, actually is a bit of a Mass Effect fan as well, if I'm not mistaken. You have Mark of the Ninja remastered on Switch? Gotcha. I haven't played it. I've seen it, but wasn't, again, it's a little violent for me. Mercenary Kings. This is actually quite a fun little Mega Man-esque slash Metal Slug-esque game, and it has some great online, and I actually played a lot of that with Bestia Mana. Some more Metal Slug games here. The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. It's just kind of funny. Minimoto Racing's pretty fun. Mirror's Edge. Now that's an interesting game. I quite enjoyed this. I think this one I first played kind of similarly to Portal. I played a mobile version of it, the iPad version, which actually I really liked, and you can't play it anymore. Yeah, Minesweeper on there too. The Momodora series, by the way, is an excellent kind of little, maybe Halloween-esque game, but it's really quite a good little platformer. Mutant Muds, that's a good one. Never Alone, I am really itching to try at some point. I've heard this Penelope is really good. It's kind of a interesting little one. Nights into Dreams. Do love that. The Noidu Love series, which is, I really enjoy this. This is the first one that's a free download, not in Steam. And then we have Noidu Love 2 Devolution, which is also on 3DS. Nova Drift, which I got to review. It's really quite interesting, and actually I really like it. Little Asteroids-esque game with ability to sort of get a little bit of upgrades and stuff like that. So, as you play it, you get stronger and stronger, which is always a neat mechanic. Nick's Quest, which was a WiiWare title, but I don't think I ever got it on WiiWare, so I had it on here. The Ori series, so I must try this at some point. Owlboy, that's a great one. I really enjoyed streaming that. That was the first non-Minecraft game that I streamed. Excuse me, I take that back. Well, kind of. The first non-Minecraft game I streamed was actually the Super Indie Kart Racer game. But Owlboy was the first kind of series outside of Minecraft that I streamed. What else? I've heard Papo and Yo is pretty good, but I haven't tried it yet. So I'm seeing some games. This is a good thing. See, I'm seeing a lot of games that I'm like, oh, I'd like to try that. Oh, I'd like to play that. So I think a Steam Deck might be, it might be good. Quiplash. If there was a way to play it where people were being appropriate, or if we played it maybe as just a something that we do it in like a manner, like within Discord, I'd maybe get a game of Quiplash going. I don't feel like I would like to do that, in a stream for fear that it might be abused, Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection. I'm jealous, Scooter says. Happy 30th anniversary, MK. Mana and Outlast? What? What? Oh my gosh, that looks terrifying. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what it was, but just that picture looks terrifying. See, I got so many things on here that I'm like, ugh. But yeah, I've got Mortal Kombat stuff. Do I? Let's go back to that real quick. Oh yeah, Arcade Collection. Is that no longer available? Is that the thing? I don't know. Race the Sun, I think, is the one that is that the one? No, that's not the one we were thinking of. But Race the Sun is another one of those kind of polygonal um uh flying games that Dash was talking about. Raft is one I've heard some good things about. That might be interesting. Raven's Sword was an interesting mobile game that I remember playing back in the day. It's kind of a Skyrim-esque game, borrowing heavily from that. Let's keep going. Rivals of Aether, that's the Smash Brothers esque game. We have Robin Hood: The Legend of Sherwood, which is kind of a classic, but I've never played it, but I should at some point. Rogue Legacy is a great game. I played a little of the Rocket Knight remake. It's okay, but not as good as the original. The Samrost series, though, this is where it's at. For me, I would highly recommend, if you've not played Samrost, go ahead and just do yourself a favor. Pick up the first game, Samrost. Samrost 2 is great, and Samrost 3. All three, some of my favorite point-and-click adventures of all time. I'm saying it. You know what? Scratch that. Favorite point-and-click adventures of all time. There, I said it. The only thing that might beat it is a game by Amanita, whatever, Design, whatever their name is, which it was made by them, and it was for the Polyphonic Spree, and I actually streamed that one time. It's like a 5-minute point-and-click adventure. No, it's like 15, I think. A 15-minute point-and-click adventure, and I streamed it one time. It was like an early game that I streamed. I'm like, hey, bonus stream, everyone. We're gonna do this stream on this extra day, and was like, all right, and everyone came, and I started playing through it, and it was like 15 minutes into the game. We beat it, right? Because it was like a promotion for the Polyphonic Spree, the band, the ones that did, da 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 and da 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 da. Whatever that. I can't get more than that in my head right now. But follow your dreams, reach for the light. Something, I don't know. But really great little game. And so I fired it up. I play it. 15 minutes later, we beat it. And I said, all right, everybody, thank you so much for coming. Do good, be well. I'll catch you next time. Boop. And I ended the stream. Everyone was like, what? Because I was like, oh, it's going to just be a shorter bonus stream. 15 minutes. It was the shortest stream I ever did. 15 minutes. And everyone was like, did he just... And I watched as the chat was like, everyone had come. Everyone was like, oh, yeah, it's a mana stream. Yay, exciting. When it was over, it was just this like 5 minutes of like, wait, is this a joke? Are we being punked? Is it over? Should we go? And I just watched all of it. And then in Discord, we had a good laugh about it. But yeah, I remember that. That was fun. What is the big secret, right? Dash isn't familiar with that one. What is the big secret? Short stream let down. What is the big secret? The big secret is that this is the remake, which I have for PlayStation 4, but was never able to install it. I have the download codes. I think those are no longer available or something that you can actually use. But I have the download codes for the extra DLC for the outfits, which was a ridiculous little thing anyway. But I have it on Steam, but I don't think you can get those things. Anyway, never actually played this. I'm not sure if I want to. But Secrets of Redicon. This is a really interesting one. I don't remember if I've streamed it, but I streamed the Wii U game that's sort of like a predecessor to this. This was a good game. Short, 4 hours to beat, but really quite a good one, actually. Sephony, we actually streamed that a little bit ago. That one's pretty good because that one is it's like a unique kind of game, and that was given to us. Shape of the World was another one given to us. Shantae, that one I know somebody here is going to like. Shelter was pretty interesting. Sid Meier's Pirates, Cinemora, those were some kind of classic ones. We've got over here the Skullgirls fighting game, which is a really excellent fighting game, but it the sort of the weird occult stuff I don't like. But the mechanics are solid. That's the thing that kind of bugs me. So Many Me. This was a game I had on the Ouya. So I had to get it for here. We have some Sonic games. Scooter says, Shantae. I have a whole bunch of Sonic games here. I could probably do a little Sonic collection. But this one was an important one for me, getting episode 2, because before this, I only had episode 2 on mobile. The reason being that episode 1 came out on WiiWare, but not episode 2. And then I had both of these on the Ouya, but episode 1 was the mobile port, and it was a really weird, funky port. So I think actually this is the WiiWare might be the best version of episode 1, if not possibly this one. I think this one is actually based off of that with higher resolution. And then this is the, well, kind of by default, the best version of episode 2, I think. So, but I still have some. I've never played Sonic Generations. I got to try that at some point. Soul Calibur 6, the Soul Calibur series is quite fun. Space Engineers, I played a bit with Space Cucumber and Fizzbolts. Spelunky 2. Now that's where it's at, right? Yeah, I'm bummed that episode 2 never made it to Wii as well, Scooter. Spelunky series, those, I could go back to those all day long. Stanley Parable, a weird game. All the Star Wars stuff we looked through. Stardew Valley. I've played Star Wall is a fun one. And look at that picture. There's another Streets of Rage. This is one of those prototype kind of things. Strider is there. The Street Fighter versus Tekken. Here's a little gem of a game. Sugar Cube. 2 hours. I've beaten this game. Give it a go. It's a short, sweet, super cheerful little game. I like that one. We should give that a shot. I'm going to put Sugar Cube on my list to play. Why not? Sugar Cube. Let's give that one some love. There's Super Indie Carts, by the way. They've changed their logo and stuff so much. Sanctum, Super Sanctum TD is I think the top down one, but Sanctum is a very fun. Did I pass it up? Must have been up here, yeah, because it would just be Sanctum. Sanctum. Yeah, there it is. Sanctum and Sanctum 2. Right there. Definitely fun little tower defense games with a first-person shooter mechanic as you take on waves of aliens. So that one's a cool one. Okay. Super 3D Noah's Ark. What else do we have? Sword and Sorcery. It's, of course, a mobile game first. Super Flight Dash. That's the one we were thinking of from before. Super Flight is the one that I played on stream. And this one was really cool. You have Sanctuary RPG? Play it right now, Gar says. Is that what this one is? Is that what this one is? Oh yeah, I think you're right. Superflight, right? Yes, that's what it is. Tabletop Simulator, which is maybe where we could do Pazak. Teacup, this just looked really sweet. Little point and click adventure, I think. Team Fortress 2, which sadly has 78.3 hours listed on there. I left it running. I'm seriously, people get this impression like they're like looking at my Steam account back in the day and they go, you like Team Fortress 2? I had a family member who wanted to play this with me, and I installed it and I played some rounds with them, and I left it running overnight one night or a couple nights. It was like a day and like overnight. And I had played some of it. Don't get me wrong. I played the game, but yeah, not that much. And so unfortunately forever it's going to look like Team Fortress 2 expert over here, Aaron Rusty says. It's going to look like I know what I'm doing in that game or that I like the game. And forever it shows as one of my most played games. It's like, no, it's not. I just accidentally left it running. Temple of Snack. This is one I need to do a review on. Played a little bit of it. But it's actually kind of cool. It's a game of Snake, but with some extra puzzle and RPG mechanics. Teslagrad, a great Wii U game. There's Terraria. Tingami, I think, was that on... that was on 3DS, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe Wii U as well, actually. Or maybe both. This one's a fun Tobe's Vertical Adventure. It's a fun one. To the Moon, which is a very kind of tragic RPG. Toki Tori is excellent. There's some Tomb Raider games. Oops. What is this? It looks cool. Torin. I don't know what that is. I kind of want to look into that some more. I just like the artwork on the front there. That looks kind of cool. You know what I mean? Would you agree? Yeah. I don't know. I kind of happened across that. I'm like, I might have to look into that some more. Towerfall Ascension. Excellent game. Of course, thankfully it's on Switch now, but this was so good. And it's another one of those games where I kind of got into it because I saw it. Actually, that one I think I saw on the same show, which I can't for the life of me think of it. It was like Polygon? No. What was the name of the show that Dodger was on? Anyway, Transistor, made by the same people who made Bastion. Really cool looking game. I have that on Switch in physical copy. Trickster Online was a great MMO that I used to play. It was a free to play MMO. The Trine series. Trove, I played with some people. This Tuconi looks interesting. Tunic. Oh, I've only played about 47 minutes of it, but man, we got to do a stream of that. And it is coming to the Switch. Or it is on the Switch now, maybe. I don't know. I wanna play Tunic with you. This game is fantastic. And then Turbo Pug was kind of derpy and fun. I played a little of that, looking for some fun stuff. Yeah, I think it's called Torin. Toren. It looks like Totem, but Torin. Star Fox becomes Link. Tunic. Iron Rusty says, "Boom! Nailed it." That is spot on, Iron Rusty. Spot on. Typing in the Dead, yes. There we go. Yes, Typing in the Dead. Yep. I actually played Typing in the Dead. This Altionis. I guess a Tale of Petty Revenge. This one is an interesting one. I think it might have also been on the Ouya. It's based, or it's like it is actually an old game, I think, or it's based on the old computer platform, and it made it look like it. But it's a little bit crass, but it's actually a really kind of enjoyable little game. Gar, I think, said it. Altionis is hilarious and fun. I think I gotta agree with you. Again, it's a little crass, but it's pretty hilarious, and it's fun. So yeah, that's one. If you haven't actually checked it out, it's pretty good. Gar likes it. I like it. Ultra Street Fighter 4 over there. Undertale, of course. We got Valheim. That's a good one. VVVVVVVVVVV. I don't know how to say it. VVVVVV. That's good. This is a great little game. I really enjoyed this one. I played it on 3DS all the way through. Volgar the Viking is actually pretty fun. This one was by Adult Swim. I think they started making games for a little while. It's kind of cool. Whack Fu and all the what's the world that they created? I can't think of it, but anyways, yeah, Whack Fu. That's interesting. There's actually a yeah, I can't think of right now the name of it. But there's a MMO that's really popular in Europe, and it has sort of a flash aesthetic. And I think it was kind of cool. It had like a tactics style to it. And out of that world came multiple spin-offs, including Whack Fu. And there's actually a really cool spin-off action RPG on Xbox 360. It only was ever released downloadable content on Xbox 360, and I do have it on my Xbox 360. At some point, I'm going to play it. Scooter says I'm getting closer, so we'll keep going. Wanderlust, I got because it was hyped up so much. Like, oh, it's going to be like Secret of Mana. It's going to be so good. It has multiplayer. It's not that good. it's not Secret of Mana good. Oh, the Witcher series at some point I would like to play, even though I know it's very adult. It's a weird way. I always thought that was a weird way to say it. It has adult themes. It's like, what does that mean? It has stuff that's not appropriate for kids. It's probably not appropriate for adults either, right? But no, it has some definitely some mature themes. I say it's not any better. Anyway, but yeah, but it's The Witcher. I watched this show. Toss a coin with toss a coin to the Witcher. Da, 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 da. That was a good little thing. I actually learned that song on my guitar at one point because I thought it was kind of cool. Worms. Oh yeah, this was one of my first. It was like Christmas special, Christmas shooting scramble. That was just a game that I did a little video on. Yogg, that was an interesting little one. Ukulele Toy Box, because I had supported it on Kickstarter. The Ease series, Zach Zero, and what am I missing? What am I missing? World of Goo. What am I missing there, Scooter? That's right. Adult themes are actually immature. Hot take. That's right. Adult themes are actually immature.
I found something. Is this yours?
What? Oh, Gar. What? Thank you for that subscription. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Gar. Hint, hint, W is a winner. Okay, I'm going to go back to that. But also, got to give a shout out to Gar. We already mentioned this, but what a guy. Gar PG. Thank you so much. Fantastic fellow streamer. Streaming some retro. Let's please get some emotes in chat to support or to say thank you to Gar. Thank you, my friend. I'm going to put some of these in here. 8 months. Oh my gosh. Seriously, has it been 8 months already, Gar? That's crazy. Wow. All right, we got to go back to the W's. Hold on, we're going back to the W's. Okay, hold on a second. What am I missing here? Oh, yes. Wooden Sensei. That's what it was. See, it was kind of hiding there. It's actually hiding behind me right now as we speak. It's Wooden Sensei. That's right. Yes, you said this is an excellent little game. I've not yet played it, so we do have to give that one a shot. We have to give that one a shot. That'll be good. It's been longer. I haven't been able to sub continuously. Gar, I did not mean to make it seem like you did. Thank you for subscribing when you can, and don't ever feel obliged. Just thank you. Thank you. And is that Samus Iron Rusty? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna do this for good. It's late. So we're gonna go ahead and fire up 8-bit Bayonetta. We're gonna do this for Scooter. We're gonna do it. You're gonna see all the things here. So here I'll show you. First of all, it's already like this is the graphics input. Okay, we'll do fantastic. Yep, that's how we're gonna do that. Left mouse is fire. Okay. Fire 2 is right mouse. Jump is space. That's it. That's all we need to do. Let's play it. We're gonna do it. We're playing it. We're making this happen. Do I need to? Is it even in? Can I put it in that I'm playing it? Should I put it in that I'm playing it? Let's see. It's even an option. 8-bit. It is. What? No. Do I put it in? Do I admit it? What the heck, I'm putting it in. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? 8-bit Bayonetta. Okay. Okay. Oh, listen to that music. There we go. There we go. Why? Why am I doing this? Here we go. This is the game. Do it. Scooter says, well, now I got it, right? The sound effects, right? All right, we're gonna see how far we can go. Oh no! Oh yeah! Ah! There we go. There we go. Whew. Uh-oh. Oh! Whew. Okay, that was kind of close, actually. Oh! No! Game over. Is that the gun pew sound, or is she screaming? It's the gun pew. It's the gun pew. I just... Oh. Oh no. So there you go. There you are, Scooter. More? You want more? All right, we're gonna do more. Retry this. Boom. Cute little game, right? And the music's great. Just listen to the tunes here. We'll take a loss. Isn't that good? Like, the music, it has no business being that good for just this little, like, joke game, right? I mean, it totally sounds like Mega Man 2. Like, the music is definitely 8-bit, even though it's more like people have said, like a 16-bit with like a eagle scaler. Super Eagle. Ah. All right. Pew, pew, pew. 24-hour stream of 8-bit Bayonetta. Let's do it. 8-bit NES hard. That's right. This. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. And you gotta kind of do like a double jump to get these guys. Oh. And if they get to where you are in your line, they're gonna duck down and they're gonna get you. They're gonna dive bomb you. Here's the thing too, though. This game had like a ton of achievements, and if you get all the achievements and you collect them all, it actually forms a picture of Bayonetta. And see, I got caught up there. Anyway, so it was like this whole big thing. Everyone's trying to achievement hunt for it. I played this far too long. Well, we didn't do as good as we did last time, but all right. Come on. Ah, come on. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. There we go. Come on. This is gonna be our Halloween stream, I think. This is gonna be. It's beautiful. Scooter says it's beautiful. And this is, I guess, this is the very definition of bullet heck. Not necessarily the right definition, but can I say that, Gar? This is a bullet heck game. Ah, shoot the things, shoot the things, shooter, Scooter. Oh, there we go. Whew. Whew. There we go. Oh, there's so many. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. gotta get it. No. Oh, no. This could be a good Halloween. It could be a Halloween stream game. Hey, there we go. That was a little bit better than we did before. Remember, I've got a sore wrist, and then this arm now is all getting carpal tunnel from playing this. Man. They should have sent a poet. Whoa. Oh. I'm not getting the reference. Shoot. My Halloween stream will be very unique. Horror game exclusive to DS and 3DS. Interesting. Help me out with the reference, Dash. Help me out with the reference. I'm not getting it. Should I do it like this? The full screen version? Why not? Ready? Here we go. You won't be able to see this stuff coming. You'll just see this is how goofy is this? Wait, can I pause it? Oh. I can just get out of it. I've unlocked. Oh, I don't no, thank you. I've unlocked all achievements. View my achievements. There you go. Personal achievements. 16 out of 16. 100% of the achievements earned. There we go. That's it. Now, I think the idea was like maybe it would show all of them lined up and it would actually show like Bayonetta. Because it did at one point. I think it was the way that they did achievements that like lined up somehow. But clearly that's not how it works at the moment. So your mileage will vary. But that's how that works. And anyway, that's it. Oh, you're gonna play Dementium the Ward. I have heard about that one. Oh, that's it. There we go, Dash. Okay. Contact. That was a good. Was it Steam aesthetic fail? That's right, Iron Rusty. It used to line up, and now it doesn't line up anymore. Wah, wah, wah. So anyway, there is that, and it is almost midnight, and therefore, I think it is time for us to call it a stream. I don't know if anybody out there is actually streaming still, but what I can say is let's. Ooh, I was gonna snap my fingers, but it kind of might hurt. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. It like broke my wrist and my stream setup. Anyway, Mosaic a la Instagram. That's right. That's what it used to do. And then anyway, let's just see if there's anybody that's a great stream. Well, of course you think that, Scooter. I got to play Bayonetta. See, now I can't tell people that I never have played, and nor will I play Bayonetta on stream. Dagnabbit. I done goofed. No, I'll play. Yeah, it was really nice to hang out with you all. It really was. I enjoyed that. It was a little spontaneous. I think there were enough games that I came across where I'm like, I would play that. That I kind of think, I'm sort of thinking that Steam Deck would be a good way to go. I think it'd be a good way to go. You know, oh gosh. Let's go raid John Paul O'Keefe. It'll be basically a Mana's going to bed raid, but let's do it. I played Mortal Kombat on stream too. That's right, on the Game Boy. Yeah. See, I will make a couple of exceptions there, right? That's right, Scooter. It says intended for mature audiences. I don't know what JP's going to be talking about tonight, but JP's a longtime friend of the a friend of the channel and friend of Mana. And so he's a very talented Mario maker, player, and creator. And that is what he's doing tonight. Let's give a little bit of love his way. And even if it's just a, hey, hello, love from Mana, good night kind of thing, that's fine. So friends, do good, be well, stay safe and healthy. I will catch you in 5 minutes. I can say tomorrow morning. Right now, it won't be tomorrow. It'll be the day after tomorrow. But 5 minutes from now, I can say tomorrow morning, Friday morning, for some from Minecraft, and then Saturday morning for some Animal Crossing and Little Noah. So I hope you'll join me for that. Anyway, do good, be well, stay safe and healthy, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.